Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and wondered why, despite trying so hard, you can't seem to move forward in life? Maybe the problem was never the effort itself, but the way you talk to yourself inside your mind. In the next few minutes, you will learn how to change your self-esteem in just 3 days with a simple daily practice. And the best part? It's backed by the teachings of one of the greatest masters of the human mind, Napoleon Hill. Have you noticed how your own voice can be either the harshest or the most powerful voice you hear every day? Most of the time, it whispers doubts, reinforces fears, repeating phrases you heard as a child or from people no longer around. Phrases like, "You never get it right," "You're not good enough," "You won't make it." And the most dangerous part? We believe them. Napoleon Hill understood this more than 100 years ago by studying the most successful people in history. They didn't necessarily have talent or background, but they trained their minds to become allies. Hill said, "Before any great achievement, it must first be believed internally. Victory begins long before the action. It starts with the dialogue you have with yourself." Think about how many times you failed before even trying because you had already convinced yourself it wouldn't work. It's not laziness or lack of intelligence, but a lack of awareness of your inner voice. People spend their lives searching for strategies, shortcuts, and miracles, but never ask, how am I treating myself inside? That's why the challenge here is simple but profound. Speak to yourself with kindness, courage, and conviction over the next 3 days. He went through a deep depression and seriously considered giving up everything. But even as the world outside seemed to collapse, he began a daily practice that you can also adopt today. Every day he rewrote his own story internally, affirming that he would one day be heard by millions and that his teachings would change lives. Something that at the time sounded like delirium. It was precisely this inner dialogue that kept him standing. And more than that, it pushed him to write Think and Grow Rich, one of the most widely read books of all time on personal success. Do you know why this works? Because the mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant will grow. If you plant doubt, sabotage is born. If you plant courage, action is born. The most powerful seed is the one you water every day with your own voice, like caring for a child that believes everything you say. If you wake up every day saying you are useless and a failure, that is what it will believe. But if you start treating it like a mentor would treat a learner with infinite potential, it responds with creativity. It responds with courage and clarity. And if this feels difficult or exaggerated, it means your brain was trained for years to expect the worst. But you can reverse this. It only takes 3 days to start, and one of them is today. Every time doubt knocks, because it will, respond out loud. I hear you, doubt, but I do not obey you. I am guided by my strength, not by my fear. Do this intentionally, consciously. Repeat, reinforce. Record your voice saying your affirmations and listen before sleeping. Create a ritual. Train your mind like a muscle, because that is exactly what it is. A muscle that needs repetition and intensity to grow stronger. For the next 3 days, treat your inner voice as sacred and make it your most powerful ally. When you make a mistake, it will say, "That was a lesson." And when you succeed, it will whisper, "This is only the beginning." Then, when you least expect it, the world outside will begin to respond not to who you were, but to who you believe you are. Start now, because if you master this voice, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Have you ever felt like you're trying hard, but going in circles? As if something is blocking your results, even when you're busy all the time? The truth is, most people don't fail for lack of effort. They fail because they lack direction. They simply don't clearly know where they want to go. And when you don't know your destination, Any path can take you away from what you truly desire, that which did not exist before. And more than that, they felt what it would be like to live it. If you wake up every day thinking, "I want to succeed," or "I want to be happy," or "I want to earn more money," but cannot clearly describe what that means, you are playing life in random mode. That is why what you need now is clarity. Clarity about who you want to be, what you want to do, and what kind of life you want to build. And life in random mode is cruel. You might achieve something, but it will almost always feel small, confusing, and insufficient. This is not just any task. It is a sacred commitment to your future. For the next 3 days, take time to write. Yes, write by hand. 3 simple but powerful questions. Where do I want to go? What do I want to achieve? What impact do I want to leave on the world? Answer without fear, without thinking if it's possible, realistic, or if others will judge you. Just write. Pour onto the paper everything you silently carry inside. Because as long as your dreams stay only in your mind, they are just thoughts. When you write, you give them shape. You give them body. You start building. And after writing, don't stop there. Read aloud. Review. Refine. Add details. Make your vision clear as a movie. The more detailed the picture in your mind, the easier it is for the universe to bring you the pieces. You don't need a beautiful notebook or a perfect plan. It can be a loose sheet of paper, a notes app, or even the back of a napkin. What matters is that you bring your vision out of the invisible world into the real world. Here is a simple example showing the power of this. Henry Ford, before revolutionizing the automobile industry, already saw ordinary men mass-producing cars in an automated way. He saw this before even having the tools to make it real. He visualized it so clearly that his mind began to seek resources, people, and solutions to get there. This is no coincidence. It's neuroscience. Research from Harvard Business School shows that simply visualizing your goals activates the same brain regions as actually achieving them. This means that intensely visualizing goals trains your brain to act with more focus, consistency, and courage. The opposite is also true. When you lack clarity, your brain goes into survival mode, keeping you stuck in repetitive routines, sabotaging decisions, and freezing in the face of any risk. And it doesn't matter if your current reality seems far from what you want. Vision isn't about where you are. It's about where you choose to go. And if you aren't choosing consciously, you're being led by impulses, external pressure, and distractions. So stop, disconnect, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Imagine living the life you truly desire. Where do you wake up? Who do you live with? What do you feel when you get out of bed? What do you do with enthusiasm? What kind of problems do you solve? How do you express yourself? What impact does your life have on the people around you? Imagine all this in vivid colors. Feel the joy of this achievement in your body, the pride, the peace. Then write it down. Do this exercise every day for 3 consecutive days. Each day, refine, add, and improve your vision. Clarity is not a one-time task. It is a process of polishing. It's like sharpening a blade. The more you work on it, the stronger it becomes. Whenever doubt arises, read your vision out loud. Remind yourself not only what you want, but why you want it. The why is the energy that drives you when everything seems hard. It is the fuel that gets you up early, makes you try again, reinvent yourself, even when no one believes. Napoleon Hill said that the mind, once focused on a clear goal, becomes a magnet attracting people, ideas, and opportunities. But this magnet needs direction, and you give that direction every day by reaffirming your vision. Yes, at first you will seem crazy, exaggerated, but everything big seems impossible until it becomes inevitable. And the impossible only becomes inevitable when you have enough clarity to keep going, even if everything says otherwise. You are not here just to survive. You are here to build. You are not here to repeat the same days. You are here to shape something extraordinary. And it all starts with vision. Because before any victory, there is someone who dared to imagine in detail and decided it was possible. You can be that person. Now, today, you just need to start. Life sometimes feels like a constant test. You make plans, organize yourself, fill yourself with expectations, and suddenly, everything falls apart. An unexpected event, a mistake, a failure. And in that moment, when everything seems to be collapsing, a silent question arises inside you. Can I still endure? Mentally say, this is part of my training. This is shaping me. It may feel strange at first, but this simple act of awareness completely changes your brain chemistry, reduces stress, activates the rational part, and gives you back control. Hill said that every adversity carries within it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. But this seed does not sprout by itself. It needs a curious gaze, a mind that chooses to seek the lesson. And this gaze is a choice you can make right now. Imagine every difficulty as a weight in the gym of life. You can try to run away, or you can use it to strengthen your inner muscles, emotional, mental, spiritual. The more you train, the stronger you become, to the point that one day you look back and realize that the things that once would have destroyed you, today they have shaped you. For the next 3 days, adopt a practice. Every night, write on a paper what was your biggest challenge of the day. And right below it, write, what was this trying to teach me? It could be something small, like irritation in traffic, or something big, like bad news. It doesn't matter. What matters is training your gaze, because when you train this gaze, you become unbreakable. You don't need to be cold, perfect, or invulnerable. You just need to decide not to be defeated. Not today, not by a stumble, not by a mistake. Because the world does not respect perfection. It respects consistency. When you face difficulties with courage, you transform. And then something magical happens. Problems do not disappear, but they stop controlling you. And then you start writing the story you always wanted to live, with more strength, awareness, and purpose. Because now you know, what looked like the end was only the beginning of something much greater. There is a moment when everything goes silent. No applause, no praise, no encouragement. Just you, and that persistent doubt knocking at your mind's door. Do I have what it takes? That's when many give up, not because they lack talent, but because at that moment they lacked belief. Not in the world, but in themselves. Most people expect confidence to come before action, but the truth is that action creates confidence. The problem is, we have been conditioned to think we can only believe in ourselves after having results, after earning money, losing weight, or getting promoted. But this cycle is the greatest saboteur of self-esteem, because it depends on external factors, and everything that depends on something outside you is unstable, fragile, insecure. The self-confidence that changes lives is the one born within, the one you nurture even when the world says no, the one that makes you walk with your head held high even after failing, the one that gives you steadiness in your voice even if your hand is shaking. For the next 3 days, your biggest challenge is not to change the world, but to change what you believe about yourself. Every day, choose a personal victory, no matter how small, and write it down. It might have been making a difficult call, completing a task you were postponing, or saying no where you used to say yes. Write it down, read it aloud, and tell yourself, This is proof that I can. The mind needs proof, but it also accepts the proofs you create. When you remember every day that you are someone who moves forward, who tries, who does not avoid the responsibility to grow, your self-confidence begins to build from the inside out. Science confirms it. According to the Harvard Business Review, self-confidence is more decisive for professional and personal success than intelligence or technical skills. People who believe in themselves take more risks, recover faster from failures, and inspire more credibility in others. This is not luck. It is a pattern you can build now, a powerful suggestion for the coming days. Create a morning ritual. Upon waking, before touching your phone, look at the ceiling, take a deep breath, and say, "I am stronger than I think. I am more capable than I believe. I am more prepared than I imagine." It does not matter if it seems like a lie at first. Repeat it anyway, because it is not the truth that shapes the brain, but repetition. When you start acting like someone who believes in themselves, the world begins to respond. You begin to walk differently, speak differently, think differently, and mainly, you start attracting people and opportunities that resonate with this new frequency. Then comes the magic. Opportunities that seemed impossible begin to appear. Not because the world changed, but because you changed how you position yourself within it. Your presence changes, your posture changes, and that changes everything around you. Most will not understand this transformation. Many will doubt. Some will even try to sabotage you. But the question is, do you still need their approval? Or have you understood that you are the one living your life? Belief in yourself is the first cornerstone of any lasting legacy. It is built thought by thought, choice by choice. One silent act of courage per day. You do not need to prove anything to the world, but you need to prove every day to yourself that you are worthy of trusting who you are becoming. This is how great lives are built, not with shouts or instant fame, but with silent conviction, with the inner certainty that you were born to achieve. And despite fears, falls, and all the times you were doubted, you remain here, standing, with a new gaze, with a new voice, and with a new belief that you can, because you really can. And it's time to prove that first to yourself, then to the world. How you treat yourself internally defines how much you will be able to achieve externally. Your inner voice can be your greatest prison or your key to freedom. Now that you have planted this new seed of awareness, don't stop here. Click on the next video appearing on your screen. It is your next step. In it, you will climb another step on your journey of wisdom and become 1% better than you are now. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video.